Brent Albury. I drive a 1990 Fox body with a turbo LS in it, and this is how I street.
All right, Brent. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up and where you live.
So I'm originally from Southern California, born and raised, like San Diego, Temecula area, up in the mountains there. I lived there till I was like 18. I didn't know shit about cars, bro. I didn't even know like a difference between a Honda or a Nissan, or like, you could ask me, but I didn't know nothing about cars. So it's funny that like I'm so into cars now, but when I grew up, I was into dirt bikes, off-road racing, you know what I mean? We had some trophy trucks we were building just as goofball friends, you know, but you know, I had a CR250 frame with a CR500 motor in it. Like, I was into dirt bikes a lot, you know. With, never really got too good at riding them. I got pretty good at crashing them, you know. But yeah, it's just it's pretty crazy. I moved to Arizona, the desert, and I got into street cars. California is like concrete city, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So how old were you when you moved to Arizona?
So when I moved to Arizona, I was 18, like 17 and a half. So I moved out. I moved to Kingman, Arizona. I lived with my aunt and uncle for a while. They kind of helped me get on my feet. Kind of was getting in a lot of trouble in California, you know, so it was kind of better to move and not have to deal with any of that, not have to worry about going to jail or nothing like that, you know. So moved out to Kingman, Arizona. I just started working and grinding, and I had a lot of small hobbies that kind of came and went. And when cars came up, it just got me hooked, you know?
Yeah. So what got you into cars to begin with?
Honestly, it's a funny story. So I've always been like a wheeler and a dealer, like selling guns, trading guns, dirt bikes, scooters, sand rails, whatever. I went down to Havasu. I lived in Kingman, and I drove down to Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and I traded a Ruger 1022, a little Jennings 380 pistol, and $200 for a 1981 Pontiac Grand Prix, like a G-body, but like it was like a great value version of a Malibu, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world because it was supposed to have a diesel in it. Like, it was a diesel version, but someone swapped a small block Chevy in it. It was probably just a stock small block Chevy out of like a Swan's truck or some shit, but I thought it was the coolest thing in the world because it didn't have any mufflers on it or anything, and I was like 18, 19, you know, whatever. I was probably about 20 when I got that thing. So I got that thing, and I had two buddies that were into cars. Rick Pennington, who lives in Kingman, Arizona, was kind of honestly the first guy that kind of got me hooked, you know. I was hanging out with him, and I blew that thing up doing burnouts in it, just being stupid, you know. And we put like a mild built small block Chevy in it, like 3/4 cam, double hump head type shit, you know what I mean? Like, and like, no bullshit, that's what it was. It had double hump heads. Like, I don't even remember the cam, bro. Like, I wasn't even really too much into cars. I was kind of just following his lead. And that car was my very, very first street race ever versus Brian Mitchell. Very first street race ever. And we weren't even homies at the time, really. Like, we knew each other, me and Brian, but like barely, you know what I mean? Like, just, hey, what up type shit, but we didn't know each other. Brian's always been loud. And he had a Honda, you know what I mean, back then. Like, he had a Honda, and I love him. You know what I mean? Like, no, hey, he's loud, bro. That's him, and I love it. No one, I wouldn't change it for the world, though. But he had a Honda, and I think it was a B20 swapped Del Sol. And he was out there like, I'll run anybody out here. And I'm thinking I'm king shit because I got some stupid small block Chevy fucking swap thing, and this was gonna be my first street race ever. And I'll admit my dumb shit, bro. So I pull up to the line, right? And I watched a couple videos, and I seen these cars like, and they fucking take off. Now remember, at this point, I'm an idiot, bro. I don't really know shit about cars. This guy swapped this thing for me and everything, you know? I neutral dropped that shit. Brian will tell you the same thing, bro. Like, I wish he was here right now. He would make this story so much funnier. I neutral dropped that motherfucker, bro. Like, I held that bitch to the floor. I didn't know, you know, and jammed that bitch into drive. We take off. That thing, it took off like, dude, it didn't even like spin. It was a stock small block Chevy, you know? Like, well, no, I mean, I had like the factory like double hump heads and like a stupid cam, but still, so what? Maybe 250 horse. We take off, and Brian's just gapping me. And he hits the hazards. And I stopped. I turned around right in the middle of I never even went to the quarter mile. We came back, and I was like, bro. He's like, what happened? Why'd you stop? And I was like, I don't know, man. I thought something happened. You hit the hazards. So I thought the race was over. That's what I'm saying. Like, so how many people admit their dumb shit? That was my first street race ever. Neutral dropping that shit against a Honda, and he hit the hazards, and I was like, fuck, I don't know what happened, but I better turn around. Like, I didn't know, dude. So, no, fuck no, I wasn't catching shit. From that point forward, though, like, it just caught my attention. You know what I mean? It gave me the bug. So we swapped like a decent motor, and that thing, it was probably still slow. It probably ran like 14s on motor, 13s on motor, you know? But then I started figuring it out and whatnot, and then I actually got out of cars for a little while, for probably about a year, and was kind of into lifted trucks, and a guy offered me, the very first Fox body I ever owned was a 91 lemon yellow LX. And it had a nitrous kit on it when I bought it, or this guy traded me for a lifted Bronco I had. And it had a nitrous kit on it, it had an Edelbrock intake, it had Edelbrock aluminum heads, whatever. And I was like 500 bucks into this Bronco. And this thing had like, dude, a built Lintec AOD, like, dude, it had all kinds of cool shit. And I just scored the Bronco and put some junkyard parts in it, just kind of, you know, spit polished a turd type thing, whatever, and like had the come up of a century. Driving that Mustang home, the tranny went out. So that's how I found out it was a brand new Lintec, whatever. I drove up to Phoenix, or a Flagstaff from Kingman, traded, drove home. Long story short, I got towed. We put a built tranny back in it or whatever, and that car got me like dead hooked. The Malibu or the Grand Prix was cool, it was fun. The Fox body had a new radial on it when I bought it. I didn't even really know what a radial was, you know what I mean? So the very first time I went out to test it, let off the button, like had nitrous in it and everything, let off the button, that changed my whole life, bro. Like from then forward, I was like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous, you know? So then I just started learning about it, getting into cars, you know, pulling motors. I had blew my fair share up with nitrous. It was a dry kit, you know? So that's how you learn, you know what I mean? Like, that's how you kind of learn, and you figure that shit out as you go. So, you know, we probably went through 2 motors in that little Fox body at first, you know, till we kind of figured things out a little bit, and it wasn't that fast. It probably only ran 12s on the nitrous, you know? But it really kind of paved the way just for me to learn cars and get the hang of it. And then it just went off the deep end, man, because like I just started wheeling and dealing and trading and having all kinds of different cars, man. I could think of like Pro Charge Roushes that I've had, like Salines, Cobras, Turbo Cobras. Like I had a little 4-cylinder Roush, man, that was kind of a little famous for me car, having in Kingman. I street raced the shit out of it. They called it the Grasshopper. It made 480 horse in a little SVO 4-cylinder Mustang. And it had like loose ass struts, all this shit. It was like 180,000 miles. Dude, I would launch that thing off the rev limiter in first gear, and that thing would just carry one front tire, just carry one front tire, dude. And it was like, I was always kind of stuck in like that 12-second range because I wanted full interior, kind of stock motor. I never really wanted to build like a crazy built motor. I wanted interior, I wanted AC, I wanted to be able to drive it to Vegas and shit, you know? That kind of changed when me and Brian's always been into Hondas. You know, he had a Cage, the little, I think it was an EG. That race, we became friends. When he got me in the neutral drop thing, whatever, we hit it off. So, you know, we're best friends. Fast forward a few years, we're best friends, whatever. He's got a little EK. I don't know Hondas that well, but I'm pretty sure it was an EK hatch. All fully gutted, like just gutted. Type R swap. That fucker ran good. It ran like 11, low 11s, dude, like 10s on motor. Just on motor, you know? That thing, dude, it fucked everybody up in Kingman. And that thing really drove me to like, all right, fuck this, I'm building a car. Like, fuck this daily driver Mustang on 150 shots, getting my ass handed to me by this stupid gutted Honda. Like, fuck that. I'm building a real car, dude. I'm building the car. But traveling with that car to Vegas and back, like hanging out with Bottom 10, kind of was like, oh, fuck, V8s can be bad. Like, I still didn't really know cars at that level. I kind of was a street car goofball, didn't never really go to the track, you know what I mean? I kind of was like, oh man, like this is a level like insane, like wow. I started kind of getting into that crowd and helping prep and just driving up there and just trying to be a part of it, you know? Going up there for cash days, little Honda cash days with Brian's little EK and kind of learning the crowd. So I bought a little roller, I bought a Fox body roller, and I pulled everything out of the Camaro street car that I had and was like, fuck that, we're just gonna build a race car. And that's kind of how the Hay Train came about. It was just, I was tired of getting my ass handed to me by a little EK hatch, you know? So I was like, fuck that. And then realizing that it's really not too hard. Like all the guys up there, you know, everybody always, if you need help, we'll help you. You know, there's always a helping hand in Vegas. So I was like, fuck it, let's pull the trigger, let's build a race car. And that's how Hate Train came about, you know?
So you met the guys in Vegas through Brian taking you up there to race in their Honda stuff.
Yeah. Well, like we'd be up there for the little Honda cash days, and then the big V8 guys would just come out to test afterwards, or we'd get there early to test in his Honda, and they'd be out there testing. So then we kind of made friends with them, and we'd find out when they had their cash days. So then me and Brian would just drive up and help them, help prep, race, side bet, you know. I remember like we used to kind of like back up our buddy Justin with his little R1 nitrous street bike. We'd go up there and race him against them, you know, or just bet money and stuff, and just kind of learn the whole street racing thing. Brian's been street racing his whole life, you know, but that was kind of my entrance into like the whole street race world, and it was like, fuck, I'm addicted now. I went off the deep end, you know. I built a car. I try to go to every street race I can, you know what I mean? And it was all downhill from there. It was a snowball effect, but yeah, like it all stemmed from Vegas for sure.
So you started building the Hate Train. What was the first setup of the car?
We had a all-motor 6.0 in the car, and like it had turbo headers on it, but I didn't have turbos yet. And at first I was gonna do a twin turbo setup. So we just came off the turbo headers and just ran straight pipes down. And I never really raced it like that, but I drove it around, kind of learned the car a little bit, made a few test hits, kind of learned fast car power, you know? And then we kind of, like I never raced it like at a track or anything like that. We just kind of did a couple goof hits on a street, not even really any burnout stuff, just kind of rolling into it, learning like a car that kind of was light and made power, roll cage. It's different. Yeah, it really is different than like a regular street car, you know, like, you know, full interior. It's two different worlds driving them. So that all-motor 6.0 was slow. About a week later, I had all the turbo shit ordered, and you know what I mean? My boy Brad Fahey, he does all my tuning up there in Kingman. He did all the fab work. He helped, we set the motor in and all that shit. He did like the swap for me. Man, he had that thing knocked out, and then here I was learning like a 900 horsepower turbo car. So like the first time it came out with the stock 6.0, it made 950 right around there, you know. So, but it was a radial car when I picked it up. So, dude, it took me forever to get this chassis right. The guys who built it had the ladder bar angles just completely goofy. I don't even know how it ever worked. The whole chassis was goofy. So like, I wish I would have bought a whole nother roller, because this roller was kind of a poop box when I picked it up. But you kind of pick something and stick with it, you know, and so we had the little single turbo setup on there for a while. We had a little 88 on there, a little Borg Warner, just the eBay deal, and I crashed that motherfucker. So I was goofing around on the street, being stupid, driving dumb, driving like you shouldn't in cars of this caliper, and lost control of it. Kind of went through a dumpster and a block wall, and it kind of ruined the whole setup, you know. So that kind of changed that was like the changing point though from like learning the car, because I kind of took all the knowledge that I had figured out with having the weight wrong and all the turbo shit in the front, and that's kind of what got us here with the front mounted turbo, and you know, kind of hanging out with the faster guys, racing Cali Nate, picking Cali Nate's brain all the time, Billy, all them guys, Chase, you know, just kind of learning from all them guys. I was probably a nuisance to all them guys, because I was like every race just asking everybody questions, man, like probably wore Nate's DMs out. But like me, if I want to be in something, like I want to be competitive. I went to a few cash days and lost like first round, and I was like,
so I was gonna say, we saw you at I think one in a spot down in Phoenix, near Phoenix, like 3 years ago, I want to say, when Brian was there and Brian raced Chase. Were you at that one?
He was there, but his car wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
no, I think that was the one. That's where he raced the New Mexico, the Miata.
Yeah.
I raced Steven Chase that.
Yeah, he was there.
There was another race where the RX-7 won. That's where I met you. It was the RX-7, that blue one.
Yeah, that's that same one.
His car was there? I don't think his car was there. You were talking to Philip and he said his car wasn't there. That was when Chase and RX-7 raced.
Yeah, chasing that RX-7 from Phoenix went to the final for that one.
I don't know. I don't think I was there.
You were there. You didn't have a car. You ran up there and you talked to Philip.
That was the older body RX-7, like Psyche's, right? Yeah, I think that was Jim Forster. I never saw it race. I wasn't there. Mm-mm. Yeah, you probably know. I smoke a lot of weed, bro, so I probably forgot. Yeah,
Well, anyways, before you crashed the car, didn't you win a Cash Days in Phoenix too?
Yeah, we did.
Like,
Like I
wasn't
said,
that like right before then?
Right before then, like we kind of had the car figured out for how it was, you know, and we kind of got a little handle on it. We went down to Doug and Kristen hosted a Cash Days in Phoenix. I think it was like a 16 car deal or something like that. I didn't really know what I was really doing too much, you know what I mean? Like we went to like some goofy small things in Vegas, but it wasn't really cars of that caliber. That was probably one of the first. Oh, I think we went to one in Florence first before that I lost second round in or whatever.
Before that one?
Yeah, I raced Stephen Chase. That's where we had Brian down there with us. We had Ryan come with us, and then the Camaro came with us too from Kingman. We had like
were we there?
4 of the AZ Boy cars
We probably
there.
were.
Yeah, I had like a 2-car trailer. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because you didn't like me, bro. It's cool. No.
Oh yeah, I think so. When Calvillo had the S10.
Yeah, it could have been. So I would say that one was probably like my first real Cash Days, like racing, kind of getting the hang of it, you know. We did a few in Kingman too. Some I raced in, kind of got the hang of it there, you know. And then I started driving the Blazer for Jamie as well. Once we had a handle on my car, and I think he trusted like I was a pretty decent driver, you know. I raced that thing in a few Cash Days as well, you know, and it got me some great experience. That thing was a handful. That thing was, man, I love that thing. That thing was fast.
Yeah, that Blazer's bad.
That's right. I think you guys seen it in New Mexico when I raced Victor's Dime. Yeah, Victor's Dime. Yeah. We're cool now. We're all good. I won't talk shit. Everybody's friendly. Hey, man, shit, stuff happens. I have them out there. Everybody has them out there. We're good, man. I love all them guys. No big deal. Hopefully I get to line up with them one day with the H train. We'll see what's up. It'll be a good race. So it'll be fun.
So what were the changes that you made after that wreck you had when you hit the wall?
I did just like mid-plate or engine placement, turbo placement, weight, you know what I mean? Basically like, cause the car used to be biased crappy, man. I had the intercooler in the front, I had the turbo hanging off to the left, I had me in the front, the radiator was on the right side, you know, I had everything, all this big fucking package crammed in one little area, you know? So it was kind of a blessing. I didn't like burn the car up or like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't ruin the chassis or anything like that, because I love learning with something and building and growing with something, because that's how you get faster, you know? Like not just, I mean, buying a fast car is cool, you know, and learning and stuff like that, but it's fun. It's expensive to do it this way, but it's fun to like learn and do it yourself when it's a hobby for you, is like that as well, you know? Like I fucking love every inch of this stuff, man. I sold cars, I worked on cars, I do hot rod shit now, so I'm consumed with this stuff. So it was cool to learn and be able to change setups and go from a 6.0 piston and rod deal to a little stroker deal, and then change the turbo placement, and then I upgraded to a VS billet 88, so a billet turbo was like an upgrade, you know, and then going to a boost controller. I went to a boost leash, actually having a good boost controller instead of a little manual dial boost controller. We ran a little dial boost controller for a long time, you know, and I like that Cash Days in Florence and stuff. I was just on a little handheld deal. So when we got the boost leash on, that helped us get a little further in our program. I had some awesome people help me with the suspension on the car. You know, Jamie Belford, Dick at Innovation Racing in Vegas, and my boy Garrett in Kingman too. I had some awesome people help me plot the car out and set the suspension up and make it work for what I wanted it to do. Because like I said, it was just goofy. It was like a radial only track car deal, you know, and it didn't work. So it was cool. So we said engine placement, we just scooted it back a little bit. Where we put the turbo, we just center mounted it. Well, all the catch cans were just set back on the firewall. We moved the radiator, we laid the radiator down. So anyways, like I said, it was just awesome to learn. You know, turbo placement, radiator placement. We had a good boost controller now, a little better fuel pump, so we were able to turn it up, make a little more boost. It kind of had a good handle on the car. I mean, we won a Cash Days in the prison road or whatever, and then that kind of gave me like a little bit of money. So when I wrecked it, I had like a little bit of fun saved up, and I was like, all right, well, I'll buy a little billet turbo, and you know, we'll do some decent stuff. And then I kind of became friends with Jason at the time, so we also threw a set of CNC heads on it for the new motor. They hooked it up, you know, and then they freshened the motor up when we had the motor out sitting there. I was like, fuck, might as well get it freshened up. So it came back with a set of their CNC heads on it. So it was just a big game changer, you know. And then I always challenge myself, man, I want to race the fast guys. So like anytime Nate was, you know, had a call out, anybody want to race or whatever, you know, I was trying to jump on that, because losing to him or whatever, anytime racing him, it's just like a $500 ticket or an X amount of money ticket to figure out how much faster you need your car to be. You know, like you'll never see me out at race complaining because, oh my God, that whole team's fast or whatever, or that guy's fast. So, oh, there's a bunch of fast guys. I want to race those fast guys. So I want to see what I need to do to make my shit faster. Like I said, man, I grind with this shit. I do it every day, day in and day out. So you got a better program for me and you whip my ass, I want to learn from you, you know. I want to accelerate my program. I don't want to just be a tourist and do this for a little while and get out. Like, fuck, man, I got a life sentence in this shit, you know? Yeah. So I think the next thing that really helped accelerate my program to the next level was moving down to Phoenix and actually being affiliated, working for Outlaw, working for Jason, having a bunch of knowledgeable guys too. Like, I had help and I had knowledgeable people helping me, but it's hard when I live in Kingman. It's BFE. All the people helping me are just helping me over the phone and whatnot, you know? It was nice to live there and test and get the car worked out, because the spot we have is beautiful and we could test hours a day, you know, and be fine. The next step with the car and like why it is the way it is right now, it's, I mean, same motor setup, whatever, but we have it on a Holly now. I have the knowledge of like Tim Rigby helping me now. Jason helps me. You know, we did some pretty goofy wheelies in California and I had UPR jump on board and help me with some suspension stuff. So just improve my suspension program. So shout out to UPR for jumping on board with the car. And then we added like the long travel stuff on the front, you know, and just trying to learn and research and watch what everybody's doing and just see what everybody's doing to get faster in the country, because like, I don't want to drive back east and get my ass handed to me, bro. I want to go back there and like be competitive. You know what I mean? I want to go back and make a statement. Or when I start racing publicly or on a large scale, like I want people to be like, God damn, that dude's fast. Where the hell did that guy come from? You know, like I want to come out and be kind of knowledgeable. I'd rather make all my mistakes, like the neutral drop shit. I'd rather make that shit by myself, you know? Like I'd rather learn and make bro, I can't tell you how many mistakes I've made in my car. Like trying to hit the fucking scramble button and you hit the trans brake, you know what I mean? Like, dude, I've made so many mistakes by myself, testing by myself. Like, but that's how you test and you learn and you get better and you adapt and you overcome and you race fast dudes and you improve your program, you know? You strive to be better. Like, fuck yeah, I crashed, but I raced the shit out of my car, you know what I mean? Like, there was a bunch of people that like talk shit, like, oh, you don't know how to drive, you crashed. You know, I've lost control of a few cars racing, but fuck, man, I'm out there racing all the time. I'm racing my car, I'm racing my buddy's car, you know? I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to make my program or me better as a whole. So like I can, when someone says, hey man, what's your opinion on this? Or what do you think I should do? Look at this video. I can help them and be valuable. I'm in this street race shit for life. So I want to be valuable to it. You know what I mean? I want to be the OG when right now there's OGs, Tim Rigby, like, you know, fuck dude, Kelly Nate's going to be a known OG. You know what I mean? Ryan Mitchell's going to be a known OG. Like there's other known OGs, Limpy, like there's other known OGs and stuff in the clique. So when it comes time, I'm that age, dude, I want to be one of those OGs. I'm not ashamed to say it, bro. I don't do this shit for money. I don't do it for clout, or if you call that clout, then call it what it is. But like, bro, I just want to be remembered in the fucking street race game. Like damn, that dude was always fast and was always on his game, you know? So.
Yeah. So the car, you know, you moved around all that weight and you put it on methanol, right? And
we figured out, like I said, that adding the Holly was awesome. It helped get the car to the next level. We put it on methanol, we moved some weight. We really learned, you know, we learned from Psyche and people that are fast as crap on water only airport style racing. Track is cool, but I can't afford to be fast at the track, you know? So I'll stay in my lane. I'm gonna hit the street races and I'm gonna hit the airport races, but I wanna be competitive. So that's why we got the long travel. That's why we got the certain weight springs that we have. That's why we have weight hung where we do. That's why we move shit around, trying to learn, be better at it. So I'll be honest with you, I think the car's riding right now. You know what I mean? I do. We have the car working at like a no prep track type MPK surface. It surprised the fuck out of me, man. I didn't mean to say fuck, sorry, but like it surprised the crap out of me, man. Like I did not think with as much travel as it has and as good as it works and as competitive as it is with the current setup on water only and like street race stuff, I thought I was out of my league at the no prep king stuff, you know, or prep only stuff or no prep, but I mean, let's be real, it's no prep, but that shit's sticky, bro. That's stickier than anything I know how to do with, you know? So my first pass, I was like, I think I'm just gonna turn it all the way up and see what the hell happens. Like, what's the worst that happens? It spins, I'll turn it down, you know? So, dude, it impressed me. You know, I have a few good guys in my corner, said, hey, set your suspension at this, move this, do that, and that thing's gonna ride at no prep kings, you know, the no prep shit. And it did, man. Like, bro, Tim Rigby, all them guys, they know their shit. They tell me, hey, do this, set your suspension at that. And it's good for me because then I learn. I'm like, fuck yeah. So then I know later down the road when I change surfaces or I go to Ohio and the surface is better, I don't have no one to help me there. Dude, we were still competitive in Ohio off the trailer, no testing. The one test pass they gave me was the fastest I've ever been in the car. Off the trailer was a new personal best, like by a significant amount, you know? So it's nice to learn from those type of people. Like that knowledge is valuable and I'm over here soaking that shit up for free, you know? Like, I just want to be faster, man. I want to be competitive. You know, it is what it is. So.
Okay, so you already told us about your entire setup basically and how you grew in street racing. What was your favorite street race that you've had?
I have a few highlighted street races, and they are pretty much all with fucking Cali Nate or his crew. Racing Stephen Chase I would probably say that is my #1 all-time favorite race ever, racing him down there and then watching the starting line videos, everybody betting against me. I lost for sure, no big deal. But I lost by that fucking much. And like racing a car of that caliber on one of your first big cash days, like everybody betting on you, dude, I was hella nervous, dude. I'm like, palms are sweaty, knees weak, you know what I mean? Like grabbing the steering wheel, I keep wiping them off. Like, I'm like, dude, I'm racing like one of the fastest dudes here right now. And we let off the button and we both went fast. We both made great passes. And I'm looking at him the whole time like, shift, don't forget what you're doing, bro. Like, you know, fucking scramble, like looking at him like, I can't believe I'm door to door with one of the fastest dudes at that event. You know what I mean? He got me. He got me by a fender, whatever, a bumper. But that's my #1, probably all-time favorite street race. #2 is a more recent one. Just happened with Cali Nate in Barstow. I'll probably have to say, man, like looking over at him, the excitement and everything like that. That was probably one of my favorite ones as well. Another one was Brian when I almost took out Sabino at the finish line.
And Kingman, no?
In the Blazer, yeah, when I fucking moved it around, but I was like, fuck that, we're not putting this bitch in the dirt. Like, it was spinning, and me and Brian have an ego shit. The first race, when everybody seen the videos of us yelling at each other, and he took the win because my coolant box was overflowing and shit, like, it was the finals. So when me and him met in the finals again, and we're racing the Blazer or whatever, or we were just racing. I don't even know if it was finals or testing or what. I don't even remember. So I was like, I kept telling him, my shit ain't overheating now, you know, like. So we left, and it had, bro, people had been leaving. Like the left lane was dirty as shit. People had just been leaving, pulling out, going home. And I think that's right. It was just a grudge race. And we leave, and that thing's fucking hazing the tire all the way down, and I'm like, wop, 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 like watching him, and we're like door to door though, and I'm like, fuck that, like I'm not letting this motherfucker beat me, like scramble button, pedaling it, and I'm like, oh fuck, we're going for a ride, I can feel it, you know, and I'm like, fuck man, like, God bless Jamie, I love that he still let me drive it after I crashed it. That says a lot about somebody. I put it through the fence in Vegas. I gave him a pretty decent amount of money to try to help fix it. I know he still came out of pocket for some of it, you know what I mean? But it was never no hard feelings, and I love him for that. So I'm like goofing around. He told me, hey, Jamie told me, blow this motherfucker up. Do not lose to this motherfucker. You know how I said lift if you get out of it? And Jamie could attest. He said, I don't give a fuck. Blow this motherfucker up. Just because of the animosity. Bro, he's my best friend, dude. I love that motherfucker, but best friends are competitive. You know what I mean? Bro, I love that dude. He's here with us now. Like, I love him to death. And there's animosity with the last race and the overheating thing. So, Jamie was like, don't fucking lift, like, just drive this bitch. So, I'm driving that bitch, you know, and it's, fuck, man. I was like, I'm not putting this thing in the weeds anymore, so it was like, brake, gas, finish line guy. I remember I mucked out the finish line cone. Like, I don't even know how I did it because we were going so fast you could barely see anything, and that road is narrow as shit. But I never touched any fucking dirt and spun that thing completely around and kept control of it and kept it in first gear and just went back towards the starting line, dude. Like, I was like, yeah, dude, I meant to do that. Like, dude, I was so scared when I got out of the car. Everybody was like, how did you do that? And I was like, I was trying to drive it. I was trying to save it. I'm pretty sure Jesus gave me a little help. Like, I was trying, but it's a chassis truck, so it only has so much radius. So it was brake, gas, trying to steer it, let it do its thing. Hopefully it catches. And it just went all the way around. And when I felt it go around, bro, I just matted it to the freaking limiter. And it just went, like, and when it went straight back towards the people, I don't know if it caught a groove or what, but it was just like, and went towards the people, dude. Like, I was like, fucking sweet,
Yeah,
dude.
no,
yeah, you have
we
to
have
put the
it.
video.
It's-
Yeah,
it's
you
on
have
that-
it.
it's
You
on
have to
YouTube.
put the video in there for that. That was,
All I remember is seeing a bunch of
oh my God.
And then you can just hear it coming back, dude.
Right through the dust, dude. Like, oh my
Through the
God.
smoke and shit.
That was one of my favorite passes too, only because, like, bro, it's stupid. If you're out of control like that, like, I should have lifted. I had that shit on my hand, like, never lift, but it's stupid. You need to lift. Like, I need to lift. I have taught myself, I have told myself with my car, like, it is not worth it. God rest Ryan's soul. You know what I mean? Like, anybody racing, lift. It's not worth it. It's not worth your life. It's not worth your car. It can be replaced, man. You can gap that dude next time. See how much he beats you by, and then you know for next time. Just let him have it. It's not worth it. So I've had a lot of stupid lessons. We got lucky, you know what I mean? Thank God I got lucky with that one. So.
Yeah. We've seen you go from a duck dude to
Oh, you guys have though. You guys have. It's cool because, like, I've got to grow with you guys.
yeah.
It's dope, bro. Like, I remember when you guys were first showing up, but that's when I was first showing up. And it has been so dope. I love every time you guys are out there. Everybody gets all jealous, like, oh, you get to do all the interviews with Darkside. Like, you're always, every one of your interviews is in there. And I'm like, man, we grow together, bro. Like, no. Like, they were like not ducks in the film version, but you guys were like just starting, you know what I mean? But like, I was ducks at all the cash days, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you call it, like, hey, you guys sucked, I suck. No, I'm just kidding. You gotta start somewhere though, like, so like, it's been cool, like, you guys have got to see me progress, but bro, I've enjoyed watching you guys progress. It used to be one of you. And now there's fucking, y'all look the same, but there's like fucking, oh.
Oh,
No,
man.
I love it though, dude. I love that you guys are, I love growing with you guys, you know what I mean? Like, I love that I've got to watch you guys get where you are. Joey Buchanan's over there talking shit. I'll gap him again. Don't let him say nothing. Hey, I was just telling him about that time I gapped you. You didn't do a wheelie past me. I spun and you beat me. That's cool. We can get it right now. But no, man, it's been cool. It's been, dude, I love this shit, man. And it's been cool to, like, progress and then I have so many people that are like, oh man, now he's gonna come over here. I don't think your camera's gonna be able to zoom out enough to fit him in the frame. It's been cool to, like, it has been cool to progress with you guys, man, and have people compliment. Like, you know you're doing good when people are always like, man, we watched you go from, like, a duck at a bunch of these cash days to, like, people don't want you at the cash days. You know what I mean? A geese. Yeah. I was spreading my wings. No. It's better than a giraffe. No. That's what they called Nate. They called Nate a giraffe, or JJ called him a giraffe. So, no, it's been cool, bro. Yeah, he was mad about that. It's been cool, man. It's been cool to, like, I'm excited for the future, bro. Like, I mean, I ain't going nowhere. That farm truck and Asian shit that we just did, you guys will get to see. I don't know if this will drop before that. That shit is going to get posted in January. So, they're going to start airing the videos or the episodes. Dude, that shit was fun, bro. We had a lot of fun doing it. I'm excited to see the episodes, and I'm excited, like, talking with them just about future stuff. You know, if I get to hopefully work with them in the future, that'd be great. We got to go to Ohio. That was an awesome experience, man. I won't tell you guys, like, what happened in Tucson or whatever. I'm going to let you guys wait for the episodes. I'm going to let you guys wait for the Ohio episodes, but we had an extremely competitive car on, like, a decent sticky surface where, like, all the Street Outlaws guys race. We raced some heavy hitters, some big names, and we did very well. I'm stoked. Like, for that little shitbox to do what it does, I mean, still, like, yeah, it's got Holly and shit on it now. It's on methanol, but, like, bro, the Outlaw motor that's in it right now, it has a fucking Gen 4 5.3 cast iron block with a stock crank. It has Icon pistons, like the 800 horsepower series Icon pistons, and it has, I think it has a Manly rod, like the Boost series rod. Not even like a good, it's just a power adder rod. The Manly power adder, I think is good to like 900 or whatever. Dude, we're pushing the limits of all this fucking thing. Stock heads shouldn't see 35 pounds of boost. People told me, oh, you're fucking stupid. Oh, yeah, it'll do it once or twice. Good luck trying to do it. Boy, I've been doing it. Like, every fucking pass I go in my car, that bitch sees 35 pounds. Unless it's like something stupid happens and I'm turning it down for a condition or because I'm racing someone. But, like, I don't turn it down to race a slower car. If I don't care, bro. I'm getting data. I'm going to try to go faster than I did the last pass. So, like, every fucking pass, I'm on a scramble trying. You know what I mean, bro? Like, I'm a goofball. That's why I don't want to put the nitrous on my shit right now, because I know if that button's there, I have a nitrous kit. Nitrous Express jumped on board. They hooked me up. They jumped on board with the car. We got a fogger kit just to help spool elevation, keep intake air temps down, and have like a little second oh shit button. That race with Nate, if I would have had it, you know what I mean? Like, dude, an inch counts. That's my wife. No, like, I got inch counts, bro. Like, if I'd have had that little goofball button right there, like, who knows? He might not have got me, you know? So I'm just scared to put it on, because I know that if I know it's there and it's on, I'm going to hit that shit every fucking pass. I'll be like, scramble, nitrous. Scramble, oh, let's try this. Nitrous, scramble. Like, I changed it up, boys. Nitrous, scramble. Oh, both. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't do it. So, we'll throw it on ASAP. I have like a built motor actually going together for this thing. We do have a decent trans. It does have a reed case glide in it, but we're still on 4-lug rear end, bro. Like, drum brakes. I don't know if I want to push it much faster than it is right now without doing some upgrades to the chassis. I do value my life, you know, so I'm definitely pushing the limits right now. We're definitely, like, 4-lug shouldn't be going that fast. For the race? We don't race. Street racing's illegal. A bunch of people went home. They'll be back tomorrow.
I only saw like 5 cars go down Mason Way, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, they'll be back. I'm not trying to be rude. If we can finish, just because all the cameras are on, all right? I'm going to finish the interview thing we're doing. I still love you, though. I don't know who that is, but... Yeah, I love everybody, dog. I love everybody. I love everybody till they give me a reason not to love them. But yeah, like, I'm not really gonna try to push it much further than what it is right now without doing some serious upgrades. I need to upgrade the rear end. It's got 4-lug, 31 spline. Like, you could grab one tire when it's in the air. It has a locker, but it's like this. It has this much movement. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't move that much. You know what I mean? Like, it's just she's been putting in work though lately. Like, I go to every damn race I can, and she's competitive at every race, and like, no one can say different. She's been competitive for a while lately, and I love that shit, man. I'll say it right now. Anybody can get it on the street anytime. Anytime you can hit my DMs, man. Anybody. I don't care how fast you are. We can get it, bro. How many big tires have I gapped, bro? I mean, there's some fast big tire cars, but big tire cars are on the street, bro. Like, it's cool. I get it. They're faster, but let them nuts hang, bro. Put that shit on 28s. Like, hey, big tires are cool. They're fast. the street outlaw guys, like, dude, all that shit, the cars on that level, that shit's fast, bro. On the street, like, for the little backwoods shit that, like, what we do, man, let them nuts hang. Let that shit go on 28s, you know? Don't you have to put no big tires on to try to make your shit work. I get it. Everybody has their forte, and big tire cars are faster, but, bro, your tires are bigger, you're gonna be faster. You're fucking bigger, your fucking wife's gonna be happier, of course, whatever. But if you're still doing work with something small, it's still fun, you know? Like, yeah, like, fuck, man. I don't care. I'll race all-wheel drive, big tires. I don't care, bro. I've lost all-wheel drive. I've fucked up a lot of all-wheel drive. I've lost a big tire. I've fucked up my fair share of big tire. Like, a few that have surprised me. A few that have surprised a lot of people. You know, there's been some fast small tire cars I've lost to. There's been some slow small tire cars I've lost to. There's one right next to you. No. I'm just kidding. I love it, bro. So anybody, anytime, bro, hit my DMs. Like, you know, they'll put my fucking Instagram shit in here. You fucking think you got a fast car? I know I have a fast car, so line that shit up, you know?
Hell
like,
yeah.
That's what it's about, man. Just fucking grind.
So, where is your favorite spot to street race?
I wouldn't say I have. My favorite spot would probably be, I would have to say Kingman, because it's close to me. It's close to my heart. That's where I learned everything. I learned with like the true little clique we had was like me, Brian, Joey, Taylor, like learning fast cars at the same time. Like I said, we had like little street cars and we were 12 second. We all went 12s and 11s and shit together, or 12s, whatever. When we all did that jump to fast cars kind of at the same time. I started mine a little ahead, you know, so they were always there helping me learn. And then I think it just motivated all of them to be like, fuck, dude, this shit's cool. So we want to put something together, you know? So I'd have to say Kingman. It's not the best road, but I love that road because, like, you got the fastest car in the world. It don't matter. And that road is an equalizer. I have gapped so many big tire cars on that road because they think it's the 60 foot's good or whatever, or it looks like something it's not. It's a tricky road, and I love it. It's skinny, it's narrow, it's dirty. That road is street racing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, hey guys, you have 4 lanes, okay? So if you get a little out of control, it's okay. You can take that lane and come back in. Like, you take that lane, you're hitting the dirt. You know what I mean? Like, I love it, and I'm not hating. Sometimes I'm glad to have the other lane when we're at certain roads, but I love Kingman because it's like as raw as it gets on the West Coast. You know what I mean? I'm sure East Coast has some roads like that, but like, in my eyes, I think it's the most raw street race road on the West Coast because it's dirty, there's weather, there's traffic. It's right off the highway. It's a shitty asphalt road. It's 60 foot's good, but the transition is horrible, you know? Like, I love it. I would have to say that's probably my favorite road, for sure.
I definitely say that's one of my favorites too. I like that it's not an extremely fast road, but it's also not that slow.
It's not. Like
some other roads. You know, when you go to one road that's like dumb slow, it's just completely
it's
fucked.
slippery or whatever. You gotta turn
So
your
that
shit down.
one's like fast enough to make it fun, but not so
Yeah.
slow that you're fucking going, you know.
It's still like a tuner's game, and you can still throw some power in it, but you really need to know where to throw the power on that road. You can't, some roads you can like 60 foot soft and then let it eat. That's not a road you can let it eat on the big end, you know? So I like that road because it's a game changer, you know what I mean? It makes you have to be on your game for sure. So I would say San Diego is probably a close second just because the vibes, bro. And like I say, God rest Stir Fried Soul, man. I love that homie to death. We ended up starting to get really close towards the end. We were planning team wars together and shit like that, but you know, God rest his soul. That was a dope spot. That was, if Kingman wasn't so close to my heart, I would have to say that would be my favorite spot because, bro, where do you go when the Border Patrol just lets you straight ride wheelies on his quad?
And Mexico's right there.
Mexico is literally right there with the joke of everything you could. I climbed up the border, like halfway up the border fence, just shimmying like a goofball. You know what I mean? Like, bro, the cops came and hung out. And then they came back when we were testing, the cops came and hung out. And then the next day, the cops came for the race and brought their family to watch. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, I was here with you guys when you were testing yesterday. I was the cop that was here. You know, I told you I'd be back. Like, and then the cops that were on duty that night came to watch too, because he told them, like, hey, there's some shit going down. You need to see this. Like, bro, it was crazy to me. I thought for sure when the cops rolled up, I was like, we're in California, dude. I'm going to jail. Like, they're taking my car. Like, bro, ain't nobody touching my booty hole, bro. I am not going to jail. Like, fuck that. Like, I thought they're gonna take my car. Like, and they were super chill. Dude, they pulled up when we were testing, and there's a video. I'll send it to you guys so you can put it in there. There's a video where the Border Patrol pulled up, and a semi was yelling at me, trying to yell, because I was getting ready. I did a burnout, and I'm backing up. The semi's screaming at me because I'm in the road, and he's trying to turn the corner right there in San Diego. Border Patrol parked his SUV with the lights on and blocked the semi, and he's like, go ahead, bro, make your hit. So there's a video of Border Patrol in the background, and like the camera starts here so you can see the truck and the Border Patrol. And then it just pans over, and it's a test hit, but like they fucking blocked the road to public traffic so that we could street race. Like, how better does that get? Like, how much more of a cool street race story can you have? You know what I mean? That is definitely a close second for me. I love that spot.
Okay, so obviously we're all into all of this racing, and we watch a bunch of videos, right, from all over the nation. What is a spot that you would like to race at, that like a bucket list spot for you?
I really want to go to Yellow Belly if we're saying like a track type spot,
Okay.
because like I said, I was getting a lot of trouble in California. So like hood, street kid, that's my vibe, bro. That was me. I was a dumb, stupid street kid. So the stories and the vibe I've heard from Yellow Belly, I'm like, oh, that sounds like my people. Like, I want to go. I want to go and experience it. The vibe sounds dope. The track looks dope. It looks fast. Like, it looks like a chill spot. Street racing, I would love to go to the pad. I think that's my, bro, for raw fucking the pad, bro. Like, there's some spots in Texas I'd love to hit, bro. I want to go to some Olympi's OG cash days, you know what I mean? I want to go to some of the shit that he hits on some of their OG roads. I'm going to start traveling for sure. But the pad's at the top, for sure. The pad's up there.
It's a good choice, man.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think that'd be fun, man. Hopefully we don't get no fights or nothing like that, but shit, but we love that shit too. No. I'd say the most frustrating cash days I've ever been to. Let's talk about that. You guys probably already know. Go ahead. I traveled to New Mexico for, I wouldn't even say it was a flashlight start, because fucking pen light. So I traveled to New Mexico for, and I think it's Dawn, right? Hey, we're cool. We're cool now. I still gotta talk about a little shit, because I fucking, it is what it is. I eat it, and that motherfucking shit still eats me. I had that car covered, and I'm not even hating, but I had every car there covered. I'm not even hating. I'll just say it. I called out everybody in the driver's meeting. Anybody here can get it. Anybody who wants to run can get it second round, since they already have first pair.
First round.
Second pair, first round.
Second pair, yeah.
Chill, my man's already confident he's going second round. Brent's probably one of the fastest ones here.
The slowest one, you spelled that shit wrong. Like, I hate to be cocky, but that was my time to be cocky. Like, if someone would love to argue it, I would love to hear it. And my dumbass jumped first round. Everybody can say that. Oh, I had a winning car, bro. I knew I was gonna. Nah, fuck that. Everybody that was there knows, bro. I had the car. No one wanted it when I called anybody out. Like, I had an open call out, and I fucked up. The light shit, it is what it is, you know. I think that they said sorry. They did agree, because the light shit, you know, no big deal. But that is still my fucking most frustrating race ever, because it's frustrating knowing that you have a competitive car that could possibly, let's be real, I'll stop talking shit, that could possibly win the event, you know what I mean? And that could go rounds, and you know that your car could hopefully make it to the finals because your shit's fast. and you lose to your fucking self because of like it was a reflection, you know what I mean? And I get it. I love all them guys. I'm not even talking shit. Don's the homie still. Shout out to all them guys. And I would come back to another race. I said I wouldn't because I was hating and I was being a little schoolgirl. I get it. But I was hating bad. I'm not even scared to admit, I was hating so bad at that race. I think I tried to buy my way back into a re-race or something with the driver or something like that because I was so mad, but like the reflection had me irritated, you know, and like everybody understood. Everybody knew, like they seen the videos, like it reflected, you know, and the light was a fucking pencil. So it is what it is. We move forward, but like I definitely, that was my Nate moment for crying at a street race, you know, like. That was my, I love you too, Nate, but he cries a lot at street races too. I love him to death. He's fast as fuck, but he knows, I'm sure that I wouldn't even say cries, but he cries. I would too, though, when there's that much money on the line. I get it. I get why he does it, for sure. I get it. But, like, that was my Cali Nate moment, you know? Like, fucking, I was so hurt, bro. Oh, you guys could have your flashlight back in Mexico. I know they did. They tagged me in a bunch of memes with like all kinds of shit for sure. I would come back. No hate, no ill will, no ill blood, nothing. I love all them guys, dude. Don's the homie. I was talking to him. I was trying to get my homie to buy his car. I would be back. I'd come back in a heartbeat. I'd come back to your guys' shit. There used to be like a little bit of goofy blood with like Victor's dying, whatever. I nothing now. You know what I mean? I love everybody, bro. I'd come to any cash days, 505. It just hasn't worked for my schedule because we've had other races, dude. I want to come to that shit too. It looks bad. It looks like what I'm into, the shitty dirt road, like that shit. The 505 stuff that I just seen, it looked like a sketchy ass road, you know? Or maybe it's a different one that I seen, but wasn't it like?
That was the track.
Oh yeah, that's our track, bro.
That's our sketchy ass track.
I like it. No, that shit was sketch. No, I like that kind of shit though, dude. Like so I'm down. I love to come there. I told all the 505 guys like when they came to the Team Wars deal for us. Like, hey, I'm coming, bro. I'm gonna come support that shit. It looks like a good time. So they always hating on Arizona has slow cars. They gonna find out. Like,
Your car's not slow, dude. How fast is it?
it's pretty quick, bro. It's pretty quick.
Like if you had to put a number, dude.
It's a number between 1 and 10 for sure. It's fast, bro. Like, I'm not even hating because, like I said, you have to have a bad hot rod to run like with. But you have to have a hot rod to run with me or me fuck up. Like you have to have a fast fucking car or catch me on a shitty road, or be like a Cali Nate or some shit that has a fucking mean motherfucker. Like the no prep shit was the fastest I've ever been. On that 4-lug bullshit, we went 5.0 at, I think it was 140 something. I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you, but I'll tell you.
He's gonna shave off 2 10s.
No. Hey, you can come look. I'll show you. One of you guys could come look.
Spanish? You don't read English.
No.
Let me see, dude.
504 at 144. That's the fastest I've been in that car. So
being
we had a bunch of consistent 5.0 passes, and it's funny because like it is a little faster because that was in Ohio, so the air is better, you know what I mean? But like here, I'll show you my Tucson one. It's not far.
Oh yeah, that's close.
And it's been that on the street. So I won't tell anybody what that is, but that's my boys. So it's been low fives on the street. I'll just say that. It's been low fives on the street. It's been low fives like at the Tucson no prep track. And it's been low fives, almost 140s, you know. So room to grow because I know what a lot of other people have ran on the street. So I'm like, fuck, my shit's fast. But they're still faster than me, so I gotta keep going. Like, god damn, it's never ending, you know? So it's never ending.
So doing all those passes, do you usually get nervous?
I do, bro. I fucking hate it.
What's the process when you're in your seat about a race?
You guys could probably see me. Like, there's GoPros in the car. Everybody says I look like a crackhead because, like, bro, I'm strapped in. I have my helmet on, like, all that shit, and I'm, like, on the line, and I feel like I'm not comfortable. Like I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't go on the trans brake right now. Like, I don't know, it's so weird. So you'll see me like, I'll be like scooting. Or I'll like try to scoot up. And I'm like strapped in my car where you can barely move. You can't really move. My guys pull me tight. I'm in my seat. My seat's straight. I'm comfortable. Like, but I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm crooked. Like, and I'll be like moving. Like, you'll see me a couple times. It's just like I'm hella nervous, dude. Like, I get all like fucking. You get the jitters, and then you let off the button, and you're like, all right, cool. All right, and then like it's gone for the rest of that race. The first race, every fucking race, doesn't matter where I go, doesn't matter how many cash days I've been to, the first pass at every race, bro, I'm like, God, like, you know, shaking it off, bro, like hella nervous or whatever. Like, I'm trying to learn. Like, my boy Richard at the shop, he's trying to tell me, like, man, a lot of the races can be won, like, just off of routine and not fucking up and having your routine down and being comfortable. And, you know, so I'm trying to learn and change that shit, but like, man, it's nerve-wracking that first pass at every race, the first pass, because you're like, so many things run through your head if you haven't got the test there. So if you've already tested, first pass in the race, you're good, but the very first test hit, like, you're like, man, is it gonna do this? Is it gonna spin? Is it gonna wheelie? Is it gonna knock the tire off? Is it gonna lane change down the road? Like, I've had my fair of lane changes. I remember one of you guys on the camera in Vegas when I was on I fucking had a buy run first round in the cash days or whatever, when I lost to Lightfoot. But I think I had a buy run the first round, because I think I had a buy run, and then I raced the S10, and then I raced Lightfoot. But my buy run, I tried something and just turned it up just to see. And I like knocked the tire off, and I like regained, but at the end it lane changed, and it was like heading to Sabino, I think, in Vegas. And the camera, he's like, ah, la verga, pinche güero. No. Ooh, that shit was funny. I love listening to, I don't.
Verga, pinche loco. Somebody's not running, man. Fucking Brent.
Remember what you said? You said some shit like that, like crazy motherfucker or some. Yeah. Oh, okay. Bro, it was so funny because he said something in Spanish, and then he was like, crazy motherfucker. Like,
It was the first time at the finish line.
because I lane changed and looked right at him, and I was like, oh, fuck. Like, oh, don't scare Dark Side. And he was like, fucking, I didn't even know he said it till you guys put the video out. I played that shit so many times, I laughed, bro. Like, I only laugh because, like, on the outside, you don't know that, like, the person doesn't have control. But, like, I was never at the point where I knew, I was like, oh, fuck. I was just letting it do his shit, laughing, and I seen him, and I seen his face, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll stay over here. Like, you know, like, and I kind of turned it up just to try shit, because that's all mental warfare. So everybody that's watching you and they see you on your test pass and they're like, oh my God, that guy knocked the tire off. When I race him next time, I'm going to leave it comfortable. And then the very next pass, you see me this fucking bent hook, and it's like, how did you just spin the fucking tire and look like a goofball? And then this pass was like, I'm like, there's this strategy, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking with people, man. It's just little games that everybody plays. I probably shouldn't tell people, but fuck it, you know? Like, I ain't got nothing to hide, man. I'm trying to be friends with everybody. I ain't trying to have no enemies in this sport or, you know, no shady bullshit. So it is what it is. It's just, we're here to have fun, be remembered, and be fast.
Yeah. So how do you manage, you know, work and life, and then being able to race so much?
I'm very fortunate with work, man, and that's why I kind of like, I have an awesome family. And if I didn't have the awesome family that I have, I don't think I'd be as, you know, balls deep into the stuff as I am. Because, like, there's times where people are like, your wife's not mad you're going racing again? Like, you were just gone last weekend, and the weekend before that, and the weekend before that, and you went to LA Thursday night, like, and came home, like, and she's just like, hey, I love you, you know what I mean? Like, hopefully there ain't no Sancho on the side or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. But no, like, she's like, yeah, you just go. Here, I'm gonna shut the door. No, but like, dude, she's awesome. My son loves coming with me too, so it's cool to like share that with him, you know? But Nah, man, so like I said, I'm just blessed, and I'm fortunate. I have an awesome wife. I mean, not only is she beautiful, she works, she wants to be successful in what she does. She wants to make money for the family. She wants the family to be successful, but she supports me, and she's always telling me, like, fucking, Like, I didn't have a Holly on the car forever, and it's so funny because, like, yeah, fucking the moose things, fucking moose ears out, leaving, dude. It's so funny because she was like the number one person talking shit to me because I would not go to a Holly. I wanted to try to go 4s with a stock ECU. That was my goal. I was gonna have to, it'd be a track for sure, but I wanted to try to go to a track, which I've still never been to a sticky prep track yet, even with the car. Like a prepped actual, I've been to no prep, but anyway, like I wanted to go 4s with a stock ECU. Well, she was always telling me, like, you know, she's like, I'm fucking sick and tired of you going to these races and losing. Like, she would, I'm not even lying, bro. She would talk shit. Joey can even tell you, my wife will just tell you, like, not them, she's nice to them. She'll just tell me, like, stop being stupid, you know? She's like, I'm sick and tired of you going to these fucking races and being like semifinals or 3rd round or, you know what I mean? Like, or losing even 1st round, whatever. She's like, I'm sick and tired of it. Like, you need to listen because everybody was telling me, you need to put a Holly. You need to put a Holly. Ditch that stock ECU. Ditch that because you can just monitor so much more shit. It's just going to help you get to that next level. So, like, she was a big motivator, you know what I mean? She was, fuck, basically, she was like, dude, just take the fucking money, just buy that shit, just do it. Just get that shit on your car. That on top of, like, Jason and shit, you know, Jason being an amazing boss. A little bit of gay sometimes, but no. Man, that's my dude, too. I mean, he's an awesome friend. A lot of people say you probably shouldn't mix business with friendship or whatever. You know, knock on wood, it's been good so far. I mean, he's an awesome boss. He has expectations for sure. And maybe that's just what it is. If you just do the expectations that they have of you, then everything's good, you know? So, you know, like I said, knock on wood, he's an awesome boss. He's great to work for. And that has significantly helped me accelerate. And it significantly helps me be able to be like, hey, man, I'm going to Ohio to race on TV. But I got our shop name on there, and I'm gonna drop some tires off on the way, and you know what I mean? And he's just like, dude, get after it, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he was gonna try to moon me. But he's just like, dude, just get after it, man. He's the most supportive person that's in my corner right now. Like, if there's a race that I'm like, dude, I wonder if I should go. And he's like, you should go, pussy. You know, like, you need tires, put the tires on. You can pay for them next week when you get paid or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, that's one thing too, like, a lot of people think I work at Outlaw, so I just get everything handed to me or whatever. I don't, man. I work for my shit. I get discounts for sure. I get deals. I have some sponsors that help me out. But I'm still out here. I don't have no one paying for my shit, and I ain't racing no one else's car. Like, you know what I mean? I'm out here trying to be fast with my shit, with me grinding and me working. And I'll be honest, bro, I'm not the smartest dude. I can't like make side hustle money and, like, you know what I mean? Like, unless we selling guns or weed or some shit. It's the motherfucking Eagle. Like, let's get it, you know? Like, yeah, no, but like I can't pull up and be like, hey guys, let me work on your car. I'm gonna make some money at this race and pay for my way to get home. You know, that would be ideal. Like, dude, I envy Nate's program. That he can travel and make money doing what he does, you know? I want to learn that shit, and I'm still trying to learn it. And that's tied back with my work, you know what I mean? He's supportive, and he wants me to learn that shit too. So it's cool, man. It's pretty awesome. I mean, basically, dude, I moved to Phoenix, and he's like, hey, here's a 14,000 square foot race shop. Run this shit for me because my business is busy as shit. I'm going to give you a good right-hand man to help you, but I need you to run this shit for me, you know? And fuck, here we are, you know? I mean, a year and a couple months later, shit, it has its ups and downs. Running a business does. Every business does. The economy and all that shit, but I think it's the best change I ever made. I mean, I uprooted my whole family. We sold our house in Kingman. That's part of them being supportive too. They said, fuck yeah, you're gonna go chase your dream, do what you want to do for a living, get paid to do something that's involved with the sport or your hobby or whatever, and accelerate in your racing career or whatever, and take your shit to the next level. She's like, we don't really want to move because we're settled here. Well, we'll do it for you because we want you to change your dream. We want you to chase your dream, you know? And I mean, it's been good. They've been happy. It's been good for all of us. They've excelled in doing what they're doing in Phoenix. It's been good for us. It's expensive as shit, but I mean, I love it there. It's cool, man. My street racing career definitely went from like here to here, being down there and having Outlaw help me. And I think a lot of it is just having the the persistence. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the guy that's gonna go lose a couple times and just be like, I'm just gonna leave it in the garage and I'll take it out when I know there's a race with cars that like, that shit's stupid to me, bro. Like, how the hell are you gonna build a race car and not go to a race because you know there's people there that are faster than you? That's like, hey, I went and had my dick extended 3 inches, but I'm not gonna give it to you because like, I know someone's bigger's been in that hole. Like, I'm not doing that, you know? That shit's stupid, bro, and I'm calling out even a lot of the local Phoenix racers that say they're street racers, bro. You're goddamn right I'm calling all you guys out, bro, and you guys can get it on the street whenever. I hate that shit. Don't call yourself a street racer. Don't call yourself street. I go to every fucking street race in the West Coast. If I ain't seen you there, you ain't street. You know, like, don't call yourself street unless you're about it, unless you're gonna put the time in and you have the persistence to get better. It's a full-time job, man. Nate will tell you, everybody that's successful in this sport will tell you, like, you don't just get to do it every other weekend and be good at it. You don't just get to leave it in the trailer and pull it out when you decide, you're like, oh, look at that race has some slower cars. Let's go to that one and see, you know what I mean? Like, man, if you want to be competitive and you want to win, you need to race the fast guys and you need to be out there testing and wearing your shit out, you know what I mean? You don't get better unless you practice. It's the same thing with everything. It's the same thing with fucking riding dirt bikes. It's the same thing with professional sports, you know? You ain't getting better unless you're practicing.
So what is something that, you know, a piece of advice you would have for somebody that's barely getting into this?
Like us that don't have that.
The one thing that I would say, man, is like, bro, don't be afraid to ask people. That's what I did, man. Like, I've gotten where I've gotten from asking people and learning, how did you do this? How did you get your car how did you get your car to do this? How did you get it to 60 foot like that? How did you get it to mile an hour like this? What turbo do you have? Like, what's this? What's that? Don't be annoying, for sure. Like, don't bug people. If you write someone and you're like, hey man, you know, hey, you know, I'm so-and-so, I'm learning, you know, I'm just starting out, like, do you think an 88 or a 91 would be good? If they don't write you, don't keep writing them back, you know what I mean? But like, don't be afraid to ask people. I wasn't, man. I had some people that left me on red. I had some people that are in the sport right now that like talk to me as like a friendship level and ask me shit that back when I started, I won't drop them because that's just not how I am, but like back when I started, I kind of how I am, but whatever. When I started and I would ask them, bro, I got ghosted every time. I got like treated like I was just a peasant little kid, you know? And that's advice to street racers too. Like, don't get too big, man. Like, don't get too big with them kids walking up to your car, want to jump in your car and like sit in there. Don't get too big where like them little guys that are asking you questions at a race when you're at a cash days and the newbie's over here and he walks up to you and he wants to ask you shit. Don't shun him off, man. I was that newbie. They'll remember that. And they'll come back and gap you, bro, because I've come back and gap every motherfucker that talked shit to me and said I would never be. Driver B is a little Honda dude in Phoenix or in California that really got under my skin. He's cool. I don't have no really ill will to him. But I used to ask him a few questions and he told me like, you'll never have a car that'll even be on my level. And I was like, when then I'm like, all right, whatever, you know, like, that's a dick move, bro. Like, whatever, dude, you know. I'm calling him out, and he ain't taking it, you know. Like, maybe we can get something set up now on the street, you know. I ain't talking shit, nothing like that. But the all-wheel drive Honda can get it on the street, no big deal. Let's just have a friendly race for some money and let's get it. But he didn't want it at the Hoonigan episode. You know what I mean? He didn't want it at the Hoonigan episode, so. But that was cool for me, that was gratifying to like have him. And I told him, bro, you know how good it feels that you don't want to race me right now because you told me that my shit will never be on your level. You know, and I know it's not a V8, it's probably two different worlds, but like he's an icon in the Honda world, in the street race Honda world too. Everybody knows who he is, you know? And like I said, dude, I give him mad respect and I am in no way talking shit, nothing like that. We don't need to fight about it. We just need to race, you know? It's cool because to go from being on the spectrum of him saying I'll never be on his level to me saying, oh, you're calling him out. My car's here. Let's race. Oh, no. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. You know, like to have that happen, like that's cool to me. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't mean any disrespect to him. Maybe he didn't want to race me because he was having problems. Who knows? I know he didn't want to race me at that time, so I'm just gonna say he didn't want it. So, and we can set it up. But I just don't be afraid to ask, man. Getting back to your question, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to listen. That's the biggest thing. Don't be afraid to listen to what the successful fast guys are telling you. If you get one good guy, bro, I gotta give Cali Nate props like crazy. Because like I said, dude, I wore that dude's DMs out more than anybody. And I wouldn't even say it bites him in the ass now because like we go back and forth. He probably likes that because he likes the competition. But like, you know, he helped me get to his level. He did. He was always answering my DMs, you know, like he was always fucking he never shunned me out for asking him dumb shit. He never did. And I give him hella props for that because I am a lot faster now from learning from him, you know? So don't be afraid to ask, man. Like the fast guys obviously know what they're doing. And if you get a fast guy that's willing to tell you some shit, listen to him. Don't listen to him and then try what everybody else is telling you to try too. No, it's my turn, dog. No, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him and then try what everybody else is telling you. That shit ain't, it's gonna get you, you're gonna waste money. If you have 5 to 10 people telling you different shit, you're gonna try what Bob says and Joe says, and that shit ain't gonna work, man. Find someone that's successful, and if they're willing, bro, I'm willing, I don't care. Ask me questions. If you start to annoy me, I'll tell you. I don't mean to be a dick. That's just how I am. I'm just gonna be honest. It doesn't mean I don't like you. Doesn't mean I won't help you the next day. I will help anybody. My DMs are always open. I'll help anyone that asks me. I don't know a lot yet. I know a decent amount to make me successful. I'll share it with anyone. I shared my fucking draggy time. You know what I mean? Like, I got nothing to hide, bro. That shit's got travel for days. Why it works and why it's as fast as it is, no one could even answer that. My tuner can't tell you. Outlaw can't tell you. With the shitty 5.3, it weighing 3,000 pounds, even with fiberglass, 4-lug drum brakes, and all the bullshit it has, like, it's fast. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be fast. You know what I mean? We race cars with fucking Proline motors, chassis cars, like, that shouldn't beat them. Why does it, you know? Because we test, we grind, we asked people. So, I want to say a big shout out to UPR, man. They jump on board. I got some awesome front suspension from them. We got K-member, control arms. You know, we got caster camber plates, a few other goodies, limiters that will go on the car eventually. We got some good parts from them. Nitrous outlet stuff's not on the car yet. We've ran a lot of their other stuff and a lot of the snow performance stuff in the past, but they, you know, they've jumped on board with the nitrous kit. Outlaw's a huge help, man. They help me like crazy. You know, all the guys there, just the knowledge. That's worth the sponsorship shit just by itself. You know, I don't get all my shit for free. It's just like the knowledge and all that shit. So I definitely, that has to be a sponsor, you know. Jason hooks it up with tires and I can pay him later type deal. Like, if I didn't have that, I definitely wouldn't be where I am, for sure. And Brad Fahey, man, if I didn't have him helping me and pushing me to learn, and I know that he learned too and accelerated his stuff with my car. Big shout out to Brad Fahey as well, man. You guys heard a little bit of my story, man. Big shout out to fucking Brian, bro. Like, that dude's been my ride or die for days, and he's what got me into this shit. So that's my best dog, you know. He's gonna be my homie for a long time, and I look forward to a lot of years of racing that motherfucker. We got a lot of history, and I mean that's my boy. Fucking getting choked up on camera, but man, like, dude, we've just been through some shit. We've been through a lot of shit, a lot of life shit, a lot of race car shit, like, seen some shit, like, man. So, big shout out to him. That's, like, my sponsor since day one, you know? Like, fuck, I wouldn't be where I'm at with the car and as known as I am without him. And he's just as much of an attention whore as I am. So, for him to, like, let me take off with the spotlight, I know it's hard for him. I know it is. And he, you know, and I don't mean to rub nothing in, but like, dude, I love that motherfucker for just riding with me and always going with me and all that, you know, and all the other Keeman homies too. Like, dude, they all pushed me. They all pushed me to get where I am. I will never forget where I came from. I'll never forget that I started with Keeman street racing, and I started with a fucking shitbox, man. Like, I started with huh?
Neutral dropping G bodies, dude.
See? Bro, I already told the story. You weren't here. I told that story. See? So there's the evidence right there. My fucking first street race ever was a fucking neutral drop Pontiac Grand Prix. Started from the bottom, now we're here. No, like, that's like, dude, like, no bullshit though. Like, so it's just cool to be as competitive as we are. Like, I literally started from the fucking bottom. Who neutral drops a fucking $700 forward? Like, yeah, fuck you. It's because dad bought all your shit. I didn't have a dad. Hey, thank you all for watching. It's allowing.